marketing with Sindhu Biswal. Sindhu Biswal works as the digital marketing manager with Betterhalf.ai. His past experience has been as the digital marketer and growth accelerator with some really amazing brand names like FilterCopy, Dice Media, PayTm Insider, and many more. So that's definitely quite an impressive journey in this domain. So let's welcome our guest for today. Welcome, Sindhu.
Hey Sargam, hi. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So before I hand over the stage to Sindhu, I'd just like to inform the audience that the feedback forms will be circulated to with you in the. I hand over the stage. Okay, I'm really sorry. There's something going on. Just a minute. Okay, so the feedback forms will be shared with the people. Kindly fill it and provide your invaluable feedback because the people who will be filling in the feedback will be certified too for this event. So make sure you do that. And in the end, we will also be taking up the questions and Sindhu will be answering them. So if you have any doubts, just drop them in the comment section. Okay. With this, over to you, Sindhu.
Sure. Thanks, Sargam.
Thank you so
I
much.
hope my audio is absolutely fine, right? There is no glitch on my end.
Yeah, Sindhu, absolutely.
Perfect. So yes, whoever is here, thank you so much for taking out your time on a Saturday and listening to me. I cannot thank you more for this. I'll try to make myself absolutely simple, clear, and if anytime you hear any jargon, कुछ भी समझ में ना आए, कुछ भी you hear that is very complicated, please feel free to note it down and ask me after I end the whole session. Also, just a heads up, keep on dropping pretty much technical and industry level insights on my Twitter. And if you want to follow me, you can do there. So yeah, let's begin. Let me tell you a very basic short journey of mine so that you know that whatever I'm speaking, it makes sense, some kind of sense. I currently handle digital marketing, specifically performance marketing, which is your Facebook advertisements, Instagram advertisements, Google advertisements, YouTube and sort at a company called Betterhalf.ai. And before this, I was leading growth and digital marketing at Pocket Aces, which is a parent company of FilterCopy, Dice Media, Gobble, Loco. And I was handling all of the growth strategies of FilterCopy, all of the web series promotions of Dice Media. So all the ads, if you see on YouTube, all the ads, if you see on Facebook, how to grow the channels from millions to millions, how to grow the viewership, how to make people share more, how to make people comment more was kind of my job. Before that, I was handling movies and events marketing at PayTm. And yeah, that's all the journey. I'm a 2017 MBA pass out. Before that, I have done my BBA. But yeah, I'll just keep it extremely short. That's what my journey is. I'll tell you a very short story how I got into digital marketing so that you also know that how you guys can go ahead. So what happens is generally digital marketing, when someone tells that, hey, I'm a digital marketer, if that person does not have at least a 4 year or a 5 year experience, then either they are fooling you or they are fooling themselves. Because anyone who joins any company at the start, if the journey is just 1 year, you are not a digital marketer. The reason is this: digital marketing is a very vast field. It is a sub field of marketing. Now, in a company, you have marketing, and then in marketing, the division goes like this. You have something called as brand marketing, which is your more little creative side of marketing. Brand marketing involves social media and all those events marketing, film marketing that you may see. And then you have something called as digital marketing, which is only the digital side. So your brand marketing may have offline marketing, which is the non-digital side. Now the offline marketing is basically all the billboards you see on the roads, all the movie collaboration you see in the film cinema halls, all the ground level events that you see is generally your offline marketing. And digital again is a vast field. So what is there in digital? Let me just keep it very simple. So there is something called as SEM, which is search engine marketing. Now this school of marketing is basically your all the ads running. So your Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Twitter ads, all the ads that you name is generally called as SEM. Now there is something called as SEO, which is search engine optimization. So if any of you write blogs is a small part of SEO. Website optimization is a small part of SEO. Generally, SEO does not handle the paid part of the marketing. Then there is something called as the social media marketing. I'm pretty much sure you must be aware about that. If it's in very simple terms, this that what to post on Instagram, how to build Instagram channel, how to build Facebook channel, YouTube channels, and all. That is social media marketing. These three are primarily your digital marketing, and then there are other forms of digital marketing like affiliate marketing and kind of stuff. But generally, these three are the main part. Now, what happens if someone is passing out from a graduate, from a graduation school? So the first things first, that you do not need to be a postgraduate person to become a digital marketer. The basic minimum requirement is a graduate. And we have seen there are a lot of great digital marketers who are not even graduates. These people are dropouts. So the point being said that you don't need to do an MBA to become a digital marketer. You can actually pursue this career just out after your college, no matter which stream you are in. But only the catch here is you need to know the skills. So let's say if you are a chartered accountant, I mean, you are not a chartered accountant. Let's say you have tried for chartered accountant, you are from a commerce background. If you want to apply for jobs in digital marketing field, you can actually do, provided you know basics. So if you are interviewing with me or anyone in the whole world who is hiring, they will ask you basic question that, hey, tell me how the Google algorithm works. Or I'll ask you, hey, what is CPM? What is CPI? These technical terms you need to know. Otherwise, you will not get a job. So yeah, that's the whole thing. So now you remember those three words that I mentioned, right? Social media, performance marketing, or SEM, and SEO. Generally, a person when they just pass out of their college and join a digital marketing company or a role, you have to choose at least one field. So the HR, the human resource person or someone who is hiring will ask you that, hey, which role you want to get into? You want to get into a social media role or an SEM role or an SEO role, and that's how your journey is decided. So you start with one role, you become a specialist in that role, you master that whole role, do it for 2 years at least, and then you decide that, hey, you want to switch roles. You want to go into, you can do ads for 2 years and then switch into social media. And that's how, after having multiple understanding of at least 2 to 3 skills, then you become a digital marketing person, because digital marketing person generally has an idea of 2 to 3 stuff. So for an example, me, my core strength is SEM, which is the ads, but I 50% of my knowledge is in social media also, and that comes from the FilterCopy background and the dice media background, so I know that part. So that's how you generally grow your career, and then your career grows for 6 years, 7 years, you become the head of marketing and you lead a team. So that's how the structure and the thing goes like. So I'll just repeat myself that you do not need to have an MBA, but if you have an MBA, there are certain advantages to it. So you know how to plan stuff, you know how to structure stuff, and that's it. MBA does not teach you how to run ads, but MBA teaches you how to have structured thinking, how to plan properly, how to manage your finances properly, and that's how the stuff works like. Here is a pro tip before I move ahead and jump to other stuff that I want to share. Is and this is a personal tip. Whatever I say is from my experience. Zaruri nahi hai whatever I say is a playbook that you have to play. You can Everyone will decide their own path, but do not fall into this trap that is happening right now on LinkedIn. If you guys are there, you might have seen people start calling themselves as a growth hacker, or they start looking for jobs into growth hacking. Now that's an absolutely different thing altogether. There is you If you are joining, if this is a first job, I will highly recommend you, do not fall into this trap of calling yourself growth hackers and stuff, because my respect for you will just simply go down, because you have just started your career. You have not executed these stuff. So I will not respect you because I know I will simply check your LinkedIn profile and I know that you have not worked anywhere. So you have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe it sounds cool, that's why you're putting it out. So just don't do that. What I would highly recommend you is join either a startup in a very specific role, either a performance marketing, social media, whatever interests you, and do that for 6 months at least. So you will get an idea that hey, isme maza aa raha hai ya nahi aa raha hai. If you feel that this is something that you're passionate about, then go ahead. If you do not think that that is your passion, quickly switch the role. Do not stick for a long time. Just quickly switch the role. The reason is the more long time you spend to just decide that which career you want to be into, you're absolutely losing time, and then there's a very big problem that will happen when you're trying to switch. So just be absolutely brutal the moment you say that this is not working for me. Absolutely, just keep switching. It's absolutely fine until unless you decide that hey, this is where my heart lies. So yeah, so we now have talked about the different domains that a digital marketing is having. How does the whole career looks like? I'll just give you one simple insight also, because obviously I'm guessing a lot of people, you are in your bachelor's. The first thing that comes is hey, you may like digital marketing, but how much does a digital marketer make in terms of money? So if I tell you extremely honest about the recent figures, the figures have changed a lot. First of all, these things are changing rapidly, and I won't be surprised if next year or something else comes up. But the recent figures looks like this. If you're starting your journey in the digital marketing field, let it be any field, social media, performance marketing, SEM, SEO, anything. If you have only a degree, which is a bachelor's degree, no matter you are a BCom graduate, no matter you are a BTech graduate or whatsoever, the first salary you may get is something in between 25,000 to a 45,000, depending on the skill you have. So, for an example, if someone here comes to me and tells me that hey, I want to interview for the role that you are looking for, and you tell me that hey, you are in the college, but you have done some kind of freelancing work with some small clients, and you have a very bit of experience, then maybe I will offer you a 35,000, versus someone who comes and tells me that hey, I have just done a course from, I won't name any edtech, but any of the edtech, any certification, then I will not give that much of salary. Maybe 30,000, maybe 25,000, depending on what do you bring to the table. There are a lot of times that we see extremely great candidate in terms of enthusiasm, the passion to learn, and they have not figured out. They have not done any execution stuff. Versus someone with मतलब कुछ खास passion नहीं है. He's just blank, but he has solid experience. I will prefer the first person because I know if I get the first person on board, he or she can learn much more faster than the second person. So there is a lot of combination things. It is not always the play that if you know, then only you will get a job at a higher package. No, not really. It depends on the holistic background, your soft skills, how well you speak, how is your mind working, how is your creativity skills, and all. Speaking about creativity skills, let me also tell you one point. The digital marketing ecosystem demands 50% creativity and 50% data analytics. So if you're strong in math, statistics, and all, because there is a lot of data analysis that you need to do, there is a lot of behavioral analysis that you need to do. I'll give you some examples of that. So, so when I was working with PayTm, and I will not tell the exact use case, but I'll just give you some examples. So we have to send push notifications. And now you know what's a push notifications. I'm assuming. Now, why do we send push notification? First, let's try to address that. Now, push notification is generally sent to make you aware of an offer, of a discount offer, or to convince you to launch the app. That is the only reason of the push notification. So, for an example, if Netflix is sending you push notification, they're not sending you because they are feeling like sending, they are getting bored and they are sending you. No, they have a specific objective. The objective is this: आप लोगों ने बहुत टाइम से शायद उनका ऐप लॉन्च नहीं किया होगा. So you have not launched the app since a long, maybe since last 7 days. since maybe last 7 weeks, since maybe last 7 hours, whatever the logic is. The objective of the person who is sitting behind the screen as a marketer and who is throwing the push notification is simply to convince you to open the app so that what I want, you can do. That's it. Now, on the Netflix scenario, you get suggestions, right? You get suggestions that, hey, weekend is coming, hence you should watch so and so movie. Because the person on the other side think that XYZ person would love to check out this movie, and if I send her this movie ka recommendation, then they will click and uh, open the app. Now, in marketing or the marketing psychology, this particular thing is called nudging. Nudging. Now, nudging is a very simple behavioral or the psychological thing, which is basically this: that if I give you a right analogy in terms of you, uh, if any of the guys here, if they have a girlfriend, I'm sorry if you don't have, if you don't have, just don't take it personally, but if you have, your girl, some of your girlfriends might like roses and some of your girlfriend might not like roses, they might like jasmine and all. So sometimes when you have a fight, you take jasmine to your girlfriend or the vice versa, because the reason is, ऐसा नहीं था मतलब आप लोग बोर हो रहे थे तो जाके उसके घर में जाके उसको जैस्मिन दे दिए. No, you took the jasmine to give her because she will be happy, and if she will be happy, then you might have a good conversation, or you might just go for a movie or something. So in this analogy, the jasmine is the nudge that you are using to convince your girlfriend to do a certain job. Now, the job is to talk to you, or the job could be कि बाहर जाके पानी पूरी खा रही हो. That's how the whole marketing ecosystem works. And these nudges you cannot figure out if you do not understand psychology. And hence, I will reveal one. I'll keep on revealing one skill that is absolutely needed for you if you want to become a good digital marketer. And since we talked about psychology, basic human psychology, why people do what they do, is extremely important to become a very good marketer in a longer form. You can be a digital marketer or you can be offline marketer, but just marketing, or even if you guys are doing BTech, if you want to become a product manager, because it is on boom right now, प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट, मार्केटिंग से प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट में साइकोलॉजी का एप्लीकेशन इज वे 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 मच मोर एडवांस्ड. मतलब दे नीड साइकोलॉजी अंडरस्टैंडिंग. So product management, half of the product management or the 30% of product management is actually also done by digital marketers. So these things are kind of replaceable skills. These things go hand in hand. And to learn psychology, I can just share one of the things. If you guys want, you can write. There is a school of subject called as behavioral economics. This is a school of subject. I don't think in graduation or in post graduation they ever teach, at least in India I have not seen, because I have done my MBA in my college, it was not there also. I have inquired in IIMs also, they don't have this subject. Bahar they have. So behavioral economics, if you just type on Google, whatever free courses come, whatever free learnings come, YouTube में बहुत materials हैं, you can start reading. It's very interesting. Even if you don't want to do marketing, this subject will teach you why women are moody on certain days and why men behave like certain kind of stuff on Facebook, why people share on social media, why people comment on social media. आपको बहुत सारी चीजें पता चल जाएंगी. So if you're curious, you should check out this school of thought. And there is a guy called Rory Sutherland, Rory, Rory Sutherland, Suther, Sutherland, Land. This guy talks amazing about behavioral economics. बहुत कुछ सीखोगे. Just YouTube him, and you will know a lot of things about this, because this is absolutely mandatory. नहीं तो आप नहीं कर पाओगे digital marketing का role. This is one. The second soft skill that is needed for the marketing is obviously, if you have, अगर आपने बचपन में थोड़ा art किया था, like you are into music, you are into dance, you are into painting, drawing, you have an upper advantage because your mind can think of original ideas. So if you have done that, इन अ वेरी गुड वे. मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि एक साल बचपन में स्केचिंग किया था बिकॉज ऑफ द मार्क्स एंड देन यू शो दैट टू योर जॉब मैनेजर. I won't give you any benefit on that. But if you genuinely are a good dancer, you can choreograph. So anything that you can do which is original. So if you can choreograph, you can create a new art of yourself without looking at anything else. You can create memes on social media if you have created. You can edit videos. That is a great skill. You should be highlighting this skill in your resume also, and it helps because इसके application आता है आपके job में. So this is the second skill. The third most important skill is writing. All good marketers are solid writers, period. Now, writing, I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about a specific form of writing. You can be a songwriter, you can be a LinkedIn writer, you can be a Twitter writer, long form writing, novel writing, anything. Specifically, if you are a copywriter, there is a skill in marketing called as copywriting. Copywriting is basically all those small four-liner, five-liner taglines that you see under any brand, like Sprite clear hai, thumbs up, taste the spirit. These are copywritings. So chota chota copy or the taglines that you can write, which is creative enough, which defines certain thing, is called copywriting. Generally copywriting skill को practice करने के लिए a lot of marketers do Twitter, because Twitter में there is a word limit, so your mind is forced to think in short word limits. So I personally do a lot of writing, practicing on Twitter. I am super duper active on that. I'm super active on LinkedIn, but now I'm decreasing the LinkedIn writing because LinkedIn is a very long form of writing. So if you are practicing any form of writing, it's an added advantage when it comes to when it comes to the marketing part. Now, so we have talked about. I'll just give you a very short recap. What have we talked about till now? We first started with talking about the segregation of digital marketing. What are the fields that you can do, and what is the pay package generally when you start off with? Because after that, what happens is absolutely on the marketer. So a great marketer with less experience, there exist great marketers with less experience, who get amazing packages of salary, somewhat around 18 lakhs per year, 20 lakhs per year, without any IIMs and any big colleges also. And there also exists 10 years of experience wale, with not so that great package. So it depends on the skill that you bring with you. So we discussed about that. Then we discussed about the skills that is necessary. I just gave you some names to be checked on LinkedIn. And let me also tell you the kind of habits that you need to have from now, so that you have an upper advantage. Because I did not do that in my childhood, in my graduation times. Had I been doing that in that time, then मेरे पास और better skills होते. So what I would suggest you, these two things you should be absolutely doing. One is the interact with people who are not in your vicinity. So a lot of psychological understanding can be not learned from the books. Books will tell you very basic theories, which is absolutely needed, by the way. So those theories are absolutely needed. But until and unless you change your perspective of looking at the whole world, you will not understand psychology more. So, for an example, what I do is whenever I am in a public space, let's say if I'm walking on the streets, if I'm sitting inside the airport, I look closely at everything what is happening around me and I question. Once you question, you will see a pattern and you see a logic. For an example, generally if you okay, let me make something more relatable. If you stand on the traffic signal and if you look at the traffic light and you look at the people's eyes who are sitting on the motorbike and standing on the front row, आप उनके शक्ल पे देखोगे that they switch off the ignition, they switch off the bike when it is red, and when the countdown starts from 0 to 120, and closely observe that always before the signal hits 120, the signal is at 110, people rush. This is general thing everyone must have seen. Green signal होने से पहले people start driving, which is legally wrong, but people do that. Have you ever asked कि why people do it 10 seconds before, and how come it is like सारे के सारे लोग कैसे आ गए? Now, if you really start looking at that, and if you start asking questions, you will see a pattern. Now, what happens? There is a school of psychology, not exactly a school of psychology. There is a theory in psychology called as the bandwagon effect. This comes into place in this scenario. Now, I'll give you another example of the bandwagon effect, and then I'll explain what is a bandwagon effect. Now, if you go to a street, if you go to, let's say, Saturday, you are going to a place, and I'm not talking about the COVID times, I'm talking about the non-COVID times. अगर आप बाहर जा रहे होते, and if you see that बहुत सारे street food के shops लगे हुए हैं, गोलगप्पे के या तो चाट shop के. Now imagine that there are two golgappa centers, let's say, and one golgappa, and you absolutely have no idea कि दोनों का अच्छा है या दोनों का बुरा है. You have no idea. हाउ डू यू जज कि किसका अच्छा है? जनरली व्हाट पीपल डू इज जहां पे भीड़ ज्यादा है, वी अज्यूम कि वहां पे तो अच्छा होगा ही, हम चलो वहां पे चलते हैं. दिस इज अनदर एग्जांपल ऑफ बैंडवैगन इफेक्ट. नाउ इसका प्रैक्टिकल एप्लीकेशन on your e-commerce site is this. If you open Amazon, you will see that generally you choose to take the products जिसके reviews का numbers बहुत high है, जिसके नॉट प्राइस कम है या ज्यादा है, बट रिव्यूज के नंबर. सो इफ देयर आर टू प्रोडक्ट्स, one with 5,000 reviews, let me make it more relatable. Let's say Amazon पे दो phones मिल रहे हैं, and one phone you have 4.5k rating के 20,000 reviews, but on the other phone you have 500 reviews. You are more likely to buy the first one because you think कि ज्यादा लोग खरीद रहे हैं तो मतलब ये अच्छा होगा शायद. नाउ इसका लॉजिकली ये मतलब नहीं कि वहां पे ज्यादा लोग खरीद नहीं रहे हैं तो वो नहीं अच्छा होगा. बिकॉज इफ दिस इज ट्रू, लॉजिकल रीजनिंग डज नॉट से दैट इफ दिस इज ट्रू दैट दिस इज फॉल्स. मे बी बोथ आर ट्रू. मे बी दिस इज वेयर द बैंडवैगन इफेक्ट कम्स इनटू, कि जहां पे ज्यादा लोग ज्यादा होते हैं, देन द अदर बैंड ऑफ पीपल जॉइन द वैगन, एंड फिर जो नए लोग आते हैं फिर वो देखते हैं अरे यहाँ पे ज्यादा लोग हैं, एंड दैट्स हाउ इट कीप्स ऑन गोइंग, कीप्स ऑन गोइंग, कीप्स ऑन गोइंग. दैट्स हाउ वायरलिटी स्प्रेड्स. एक वीडियो कितना भी फनी हो जाए, you are most likely to share the videos which is funny, obviously, plus with maximum views. वो same video views नहीं होगा, आप share नहीं करोगे. There is very less chances of getting it shared. So now these intricacies of psychology आपको understanding आती है when you look at the world, you observe the world, you observe your own circle, you observe couples. A lot of my understanding has come from just observing couples dating at a restaurant. Now don't become creepy and look at them in a very negative way. Just don't do that. बहुत मार खाओगे. But what I'm saying is genuinely looking at कि okay, the girl is sitting, the guy comes, what is the chivalry that happens, why people are smiling, what is the first thing they order. Because now I'll give you a practical example. Let's say you have actually looked at couples and how they behave at a restaurant. Let's say आपको पता है कि 90% of the chance when a guy comes, the first thing a couple orders, let's say, I'm just assuming, I don't know, is let's say a drink. They generally order a drink, let's say. Now if you really know that, then when you become a marketer for a restaurant, then आप अगर वहाँ पे खड़े हो, if you are building your own restaurant or if you are the manager of the own restaurant, then you know कि यार couple तो पहले drink मंगाते हैं. You will tell your manager that hey, all the couples that come into my restaurant, give them a 10% discount on the first drink, so that you increase the drink ka sale. This is just one practical example that I told you, that just because you have seen the world enough, hence you were able to come up with this idea and tell the manager. So yes, that's how you have to combine real world looking at the things, and then taking this reality and then merging this reality and doing this stuff. So yeah, that's all about that's all I had to share on this marketing part. I'll leave one tip with you, and this is extremely important. I'll name some books that is necessary to build the first layer of marketing, and then I'll share some don'ts of marketing. Do's to मैंने बहुत सारे बोले. Let me just share some don'ts of marketing. So the first thing, there are two books. You can get it for free. I'm not endorsing any kind of plagiarism or piracy or anything, but ये अगर आपको कहीं से भी फ्री में मिल सकता है कि कोई पढ़ रखा है or in the library you can get, then just go ahead and get. This book is mandatory in every MBA school. सब पढ़ते हैं, कोई अगर नहीं पढ़ता है, I really don't think they should do that. And the book is Marketing Management by Philip Kotler, PHLIP, Philip Kotler, KOTLER. I'll repeat again, Marketing Management by Philip Kotler. This is a great book. This is the fundamentals of marketing. You will understand a lot of structures of marketing. Marketing kahan se aaya? What is 4 P's of marketing, 7 P's of marketing? A lot of case studies and all. Absolutely important. If anyone tells you books are not needed, then please don't listen to them. Books have their own place. Realistic learning have their own place. Both are irreplaceable. दोनों को साथ में लेके करना पड़ता है. The second book is a great book in advertising. This is on advertising and copywriting. And the book name is, if I'm not wrong, it is Ogilvy Ogilvy on advertising. Ogilvy, Ogilvy on advertising. So the guy who wrote this book is a legend. His name is David Ogilvy, who is called as the father of advertising. He started the whole advertising thing in the whole world, and these two are absolutely needed for the first base. After you do this, उसके बाद, if you want to learn digital marketing, यार सही में बताऊं, all the digital marketers that are in the ecosystem who are really good, they have never done a paid course in the market. बहुत सारे paid course market में 60,000, 70,000, 10,000 से लेके they have not done. I myself had not done any paid course. I have done free courses. There are a lot of free courses. I'll name some. There is if you want to learn Facebook has their own free course. It's called Facebook Blueprint. So if you just go and type on Google Facebook Blueprint, you will get that. Google has their own course. Go and write Google digital marketing, you will get Google. And also, if you qualify, they will give you their own certificate also. So it's a good thing. There is a course by HubSpot, HUBSPOT, free ka course hai. You can just keep on Googling, you will get a ton of things on stuff. This is second. The third thing is follow marketers who are active on Twitter or on LinkedIn. You will learn a lot. 90% of my learning is from that. And I also keep on sharing whatever I have learned on Twitter every day. There are a ton of my friends who does that. You will learn a lot from via that. So these are the kind of things that I wanted to share around marketing, and this is what execution practice that we do. So yes, this is what I wanted to share on the books part. I'll just share two don'ts before I stop talking. I want to hear a lot of questions so that I can answer specific parts. But let me just share two don'ts. One don't is there is no playbook for marketing. So digital marketing is such an evolving field. The things you learn today gets mostly outdated in next 2 years. So if you are someone who wants a chill life, you are not a hustler, this field is not for you because you will feel burnout. क्योंकि 2 साल में आपको पढ़ना पड़ रहा है. Every day we read. So I have an habit, मैं तो दिन में तो 2 घंटा तो पढ़ ही लेता हूँ because things are irrelevant. I spend a ton of money in upskilling myself. महीने का I guess I spend somewhat around 10,000, 20,000 to on just books, on courses and kind of stuff. So it is needed. And if you're not that kind of person, then this field is really not for you. You may be looking at some other field. That is one. So just don't jump into because there is a trend going on. The second thing, let me put a realistic thing for you. Digital marketing, even if you don't want to go into digital marketing as a career, now धीरे धीरे I see there is a trend which is happening. It is becoming extremely important to have digital marketing as a soft skill. So very basics of digital marketing as a soft skill. LinkedIn पे अपने आप को मैं कैसे grow करूँ? Because I want to build a personal brand. Because whatever job I do, I want to grow in that. How can I communicate well? How can I write well? Are the kind of soft skills that will come into place even if you want to become an engineer or an architect or anything. Tomorrow, let's say you want to run your own architect firm. The first thing that people do is open Instagram page and they start sharing their projects. Now the game is this: if you do not know how to build your own Instagram, if you do not have the basic skills, then you cannot do that. So I'm just putting it out there that if digital marketing is not your thing that you want to do your career in, then the basic skills of how to build a social media page, how these things work, ये बहुत मैंडेटरी बनता जा रहा है धीरे 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 धीरे. So eventually घुमा फिरा के you have to learn whatever stream you are in, until and unless you are into such stream which is absolutely non-digital, like agriculture कर रहे हो ground level, you are getting into core engineering like mechanical engineering or something like that, then अलग बात है. But if you have some certain bit of things also, softwares, product management specifically, if you want to become a product manager, it is extremely needed to learn digital. Like I do not know any product manager who does not have a basic understanding of how ads run. It becomes very important. So yes, that's all I wanted to share. I wanted to keep it very simple, very comprehensive. I'll look at the questions that people have, and we can start with the question.
Yeah, Sindhu, that was really amazing and it was really informative and useful. And I'm damn sure the audience must have got a lot better clarity into this domain. And I specifically liked the parts where you talked about the psychology that works behind marketing and all, and how observation has a great role to play when it comes to marketing. So that was really amazing. And now, as you said, we can actually move on to the questions. We have some. So the first question is that can you please tell me that how to write an accurate sentence and be a good content writer, and which things should be kept in mind while we are writing?
Okay, we don't have an option to bring people on the stage, right? We don't have that option, right? So I can't cross question if I'm not
No,
wrong.
no,
Okay,
no,
okay.
Sindhu, we don't have it.
Can we show the questions here so that other people can also check, or if not, it's fine. I'll just simply answer. So yeah, the question is, can you please tell how to write an accurate sentence and be a good content writer? Which things should be kept in mind while you're writing? Okay, so I'll tell you from a very basic content writing, but in terms of public level content writing, and I'm not sharing anything that is academic level content writing. So first things first, a content writer ka job is not to write content. The content writer ka job is to understand the pulse of what people read, why they read, what emotion is evoked when they read a certain kind of thing. After you understand that pulse, you try to pour it in your writing. So for an example, if you are writing eventually for your audience, because why are you writing? You're not, if you're writing for the hobby, that's a different thing. Then आपको जो अच्छा लग रहा है आप तो वो लिखोगे. But if you're writing for the audience, the first things first is you have to understand वो audience क्या करता है. So the generic thing that people do is, let's say if you are writing on a medium or on a let's say WordPress, depends on where you're writing, and not on social media platforms like LinkedIn and Twitter, then you know कि वहाँ पे you have to write a long form content. You have to write long form, text based plus image based plus video based. So if you know that you have to write long form and text based and image based, the first thing first that you need to do is first define your niche. That's it. First define your niche, that which area के बारे में मैं बात करना चाहता हूँ. Second, why will people listen to me? Now for an example, I have been doing marketing since a very long time, and if I speak, then there is a reason for people to listen to me because I have some past records. So if I write my blog, then people will read. But let's say if I start talking about blockchain tomorrow, people will not read. Absolutely. So blockchain is not my niche. I will try to completely avoid that. I will try to focus on the marketing. So first is decide that niche part first. Second thing, look at other marketers and how they are writing. So you can actually do a comparative analysis, and by checking what other marketers are writing and how they're writing. How is the language formed? Is it very simple? Is there no jargon? How are they using images? Are they using real images or memes or cartoons? Try to take some inspiration and try to put it on your writing part. That is the second thing. The third most thing is there is nothing called as the good and bad writing, but there is definitely called as something called as engagement. So if your blog or any of the writing does not have any kind of an engagement, then वो कोई नहीं पढ़ रहा है. तो अगर आप कुछ लिख रहे हो तो वो कोई नहीं पढ़ रहा है. It does not matter how good English are you writing or how bad English are you writing, but there is a fundamental flaw in that. So these are the three things that I would suggest. The last bit, there are two things that you can actually do to check if people are liking your content or not. The first thing is obviously comments, likes. So blog नीचे होता है ना, comments, likes and shares. You can actually do that. But if you don't have comments, likes and shares, and if your blog is actually integrated with Google Analytics, let's say, if it is there on Google Analytics, you can actually see what is the read time of your blog. So लोगों ने आपके blog को कितना मिनट तक पढ़ा. So अगर लोगों ने, let's say आपने blog लिखा हुआ है around 5,000 words, and if people have read it for 2 minutes, then that means people are actually interested, मतलब वो पढ़ रहे हैं. But let's say if the data shows that people are reading your blog for 60 seconds, that means you are writing utter bullshit, or you are writing something that people are not interested, hence you should be relooking. So yeah, this is how you can take care of writing, and you can actually research on Google. There are enough other advices on the writing part also. So yeah.
Okay, that was really informative. So the next question that we have is, can you please tell what are the trending topics to write articles in digital marketing and related to education?
Sure. I will not tell any trending topics because I don't know. I'll tell you how to find the trending topics. There is something called as Google Trends, Trends. It's a free website. Google पे जाके Google Trends and use that tool. That tool will tell you what are the trending topics, since how long they have been trending, and anything that is trending, you can actually pick those topics and start writing articles on that. So yes, this is what everyone does, and that's what you can actually do.
Okay, okay. So the next question we have is where we can use the keywords to optimize the site ranking.
So the site ranking actually, so it is pure SEO. You have to learn SEO, but I'll give you very basic ground level stuff on the site ranking part. What matters is the first title you write on the first title of your, basically, the page. What second matters is the secondary line that you write on your page, and the third thing that matters is what is your length, and how does the UX flow. So if I simplicize it more, is what kind of keywords you are using, and does those keywords are making much more sense in that particular topic or not. Third is if the topic is extremely interesting and informative or not. If yes, then try to keep these keywords at least in the repetition format, in the title, in the subtitle, and in the body. Then you are pretty much sorted. But it is not like that if you do this then you will get a crazy traffic of 1 million. No, it grows very, very slowly. But this is the very generic SEO stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So the next question that we have is how to make an entertainment video popular on YouTube. If I am a common man and have no fan following, how can this same video be effective if put on Instagram Reels?
Okay. On YouTube, it's very, very hard if you do not have a following. Um, and if you want to create an entertaining video and make it popular, it's very, very hard. But what you need to do before that, because see, okay, first thing is the popular word. I'm guessing the definition of this popular is anything which has 1 lakh plus views. You can't achieve that. Uh, I am being absolutely realistic. The right way to do is do not run after making a video popular, but run after building a channel. Because after you have a certain kind of following on the YouTube, you have a certain kind of traffic on YouTube, then only you can actually make a video popular, not before that. And how to make or grow a channel? Now there are multiple ways that you can find on the internet also. But the right way to do is you have to learn something called as YouTube SEO. What people are actually searching on YouTube, because YouTube is a search engine as well. Now there are tools for YouTube SEO. There is vidIQ as a tool. There is TubeBuddy as a tool. Google it, you will get these. I'm not telling anything rocket science. Use those tools. Find out what people are using as a keyword and searching on YouTube. Create content around those keywords. Keep on doing it consistently, and that's how you grow a channel. And once those channel grows, something or the other will become popular. This is the right way to grow. This is the exact same way to grow on Instagram Reels as well. So if anything is working on the Reels and you are the right person to make it absolutely great, then just start putting it out and keep on doing that. Just be extremely consistent, and then one or the two Instagram Reels will blow. But if you have zero following, please do not have expectation to launch something which will become popular. It doesn't work that way. So just change your mind shift to build a channel versus making a video popular. Yeah.
Okay, great, great. Okay, so the next question that we have is, what are the requirements to make your videos popular on Instagram, YouTube, etc.? I think you have
It's the
answered
same
it a
thing. Yeah,
bit.
it's the
Yeah,
same question.
okay.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the next. What if I'm not a student of marketing and I too don't want to pursue marketing, but I want to be ready enough that if I get such role, I can handle it. So what are the key skills I should learn or inculcate?
So yes, that's what I have been talking about in the whole thing, and I'll try to summarize it in a very specific context. If you are not, Gunjan, correct me if I'm wrong, Sargam, that
Yeah.
you are not a student of marketing and you want to be ready, right? That's
Yes.
the question, right?
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
so the first thing is, I believe that you don't need to know how the ads run if you are not a marketing student and you want to be ready. You don't need to know how ads run until unless something comes in place. Like you want to build your own company or your own startup or something, that's a different game. What you need to know basic stuff is how social media works. This is bare minimum necessary that has happened because let's talk about LinkedIn. Now we all know that LinkedIn has shifted from just a platform where you just go and look for jobs, because the competition there is extremely solid, and there are some use cases that you may have seen on LinkedIn. Some graphic designer creates great graphic, tags cred, and he gets an internship, and we have seen a lot of things happening like that. Now how did it happen? Because he knew that social media पे वीडियो में अगर डालूंगा तो ज़्यादा काम करेगा, and this is how I should be writing the stuff. So if I have to comprehensively tell you those three basic skills that you need to know, one is writing skills, absolutely important. No matter which domain you are in, you could be an engineer, you could be an architect, writing skills is extremely important because it's a soft skill. The second thing, communication skills, how to talk to people and how to build a network. So basically, how to make more friends who can help you in the later stage. And these friends could be non-transactional. So for an example, if you want to become a marketing person on a later role, you should be in friends with me and other people. Even if you don't want to become a marketer, you should be becoming friends with me and other people, because the cross domain people have a lot to share which will upskill you. So the second thing is actually communication and network building, and the third most important skill is actually understanding how to build a personal brand. And there are a lot of things that you can find on internet how to build a personal brand, but I would suggest you to focus on these three things. I'll repeat once again: writing, communication, building a network, and how to build a personal brand. If you do these things, then you are absolutely ready. But the catch here is these three things take a long time, and it is very hard. Trust me, it took me 5 years to build my basic personal brand that I have today, but it is worth it. But you have to be consistent. You have to be patient and do those steps one by one. So yes.
Okay, okay, that was amazing. So the next question we have is, do you believe that there are limitations or challenges to digital marketing, and how would you overcome these?
So there are a lot of challenges. So the challenges are not in terms of capabilities. The challenges are in terms of dealing with humans. So digital marketing directly deals with human, because if I'm working at a Zomato, my job is to convince you to eat outside, or book a dinner outside. If I'm on Tinder, then my job is to get you more matches, and so and so. Since I'm dealing with humans, humans are moody. Humans change every day. I mean, not every month, but people change every day. Today you might feel like having something else. Tomorrow you might feel like having something else. This is the main challenge. So you have to know that how humans are evolving. So how to overcome this? I myself try to read evolutionary psychology and psychology just because of this. And the second thing is the reason I try to observe people, because that is the only way I can know that how people are evolving. Like, I'll give you a very simple thought, that uh, if I don't know, I'm just giving you an analogy. So if I don't know what people on Tinder and on other dating apps write on their bio, and how they write on their bio, and how it change every year, then I cannot create a marketing campaign around that. So if you see a generic pattern, you will see that bios uh, uh, lingo have changed a lot. There is a lot of lingos that have come into place. FOMO, a very simple lingo like FOMO was not abused or used at this scale, which we are doing right now. But 5 years back, no one has heard about FOMO 5 years, 6 years back. So if I'm not looking at people, I cannot update myself. So this is the one thing that we keep on doing. And the second thing, the challenge is the technology of of the capabilities that we can do to reach you keeps on changing every year. Every year it is changing. Last year we were focusing on Instagram IGTV feed posts. This year we are doing reels. So all the marketers have to learn reels. Next year Instagram might bring audio. Now Facebook is bringing their own audio like Clubhouse. Now again we have to learn Clubhouse. We are now everyone is fighting that, hey, how do what happens on Clubhouse, why people are spending 3 hours of time. So these two are the challenges, and the right way is actually to evolve yourself, become extremely curious, and learn stuff. These are the only two things. Otherwise, you'll be obsolete. So yeah, that's how we deal with this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think being curious and be always enthusiastic to learn is something that will always help us to be at the best, right?
Like,
So the next
I
question,
also think it is not just with digital marketing; it is with every field. Like, even
yeah,
if you join today as a software engineer, your coding programming language also changes in
yes,
long
very
period of
rapidly,
time.
right, right, right.
So yeah, in your case, it could be in 4 years. In my case, it is 1 year, but it is inevitable.
Yeah, yes. Okay, so the next question that we have is there any advantage of learning digital marketing now? As we can see, there is a lot of competition
Yeah,
nowadays.
I just shared with you. So the advantage of learning digital marketing is actually to stand out of the competition, because the competition, yes, is in digital marketing field. Okay, let me break down your question to make it more easier. The reason you're asking that, is there any advantage of learning digital marketing, uh, is if it is to become a digital marketer, then yeah, you do not have any other option. You have to learn it because you want to become a digital marketer. Now, how to do that better to outgrow your competition is find out what is the thing that separates you and just double down on that. Now, every digital marketer is not the same, by the way. Some people may have solid data skills, some people may have solid writing skills, some people may have solid meme designing skills, social media skills. Find out what you are absolutely better at and be extremely great at that. That is the only way to be better at the competition. That is one. And the second part is, if you are not going into digital marketing field, and if there is an advantage, you cannot stay away from digital marketing field for a longer time, no matter which field you are in, because I just told you, if you want to become a personal brand, which a lot of people at this stage in this lockdown have realized कि नौकरी पे सिर्फ डालने से कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, we have to create a network and all, and basic digital marketing skills helps you to learn how to do this thing. That's it, nothing else. So you're not losing out on anything, but if you know yourself better, that's how you can outgrow the competition. But okay, let me just tell you also this fact. The competition is really a lot, because everyone is jumping into this field, because everyone thinks it is easy, but the game is not jumping, the game is of sustaining. Because if you are able to sustain for 20 years, 30 years, which is extremely hard, that is the main game. So yes, I hope that answered the question.
Yeah, definitely. I absolutely agree with this fact that networking can be considered to be one of the smart works to, basically be working in your field. And, the people who are basically continuing to network with people are the ones who are in the forefront somewhere or the other. They grab more opportunities. So that helps them a lot. Okay.
100%. The only catch of the networking part is, if you consider networking as a very technical thing, that hey, आज बोला गया था नेटवर्किंग करने को, tomorrow I will go and I will just bombard DMs on LinkedIn. I will send 50 DMs that, hey, I want to network with you, I want to network with you. It doesn't work that way. It's like making good friends in the industry. But the game is this: answer always that if you text me, why should I reply to you, and why should I become friend of yours? What is in for me? If you're able to identify that part, and if you're able to strategically make friends, then only you can grow. So always ask. This is a tip that someone gave me in my earlier stage. Before sending text to someone who is very senior to you, always ask yourself why they should reply to you. Not ki matlab, what are you giving it to them. Just always think ki what they will get out from you. And once you know that what they will get out from you, you will be able to crack. One tip I'll give you: how do I do that? I simply text very senior people, vice presidents of great companies, and I tell that, hey, and this is the trick that I do, generally works for me, may not work for you. It is very contextual. So what I do is I send them that, hey, I see that our DMs have been completely inactive, and I don't think we are making the best use of social media. Let me tell you this: how about we get on a 15 minutes call? I come from a very different marketing background. You come from a different marketing background. I give you 5 hacks of mine, and if you're okay to share 5 hacks of yours, feel free to do that. Now, what I did here is मैंने free का उनको बोल दिया कि hey, you don't need to give me anything, but I want to give it to you. Now, generally, people never say that, hey, मुझे free में tips मिल रहा है, and I don't want to do that. So they get on a call with me, and that's how we become friends. So these small psychological tricks, if you apply, you can do that. So, yes.
Yeah, that was something really amazing. Like, it was amazing. Okay. So the next question that we have is, can you please tell that what is the future of digital marketing and which roles or type of tasks are assigned by the organization?
So the future, I mean, it's the present already. 5 years back, people in my circle were discussing digital marketing is the future. Now, pandemic has killed digital marketing rapidly. Like everything is digital now, because you cannot do billboards, you cannot do events marketing, film to band hai, you cannot do pamphlet, posters, clubs, कुछ भी नहीं है. So everything is digital. The future is mandatory digital. So every company is getting digitized right now. So the future is absolutely bright for sure. The payments, the compensations, the salaries are increasing crazily year on year. It is absolutely increasing, but only for good people. So what has happened is, since there is a lot of competition, all the mediocre people are getting, I mean, all the mediocre, by that I mean people who have generally digital marketing skills, but they are not that great, are getting a decent package, and it is average for everyone. And if anyone stands out, they're getting extraordinary. They're getting 50. I've seen 50% hikes. I've seen 200% hikes of stuff happening. And this is the current scenario, and it is going to keep on growing, keep on growing. Now, the kind of task that is assigned by organization, it is very vast. But if I tell you in very simplistic terms, like, let me tell you about my tasks currently. So my job is to grow the app that we have. And how we do that is, my first job is to think कि मैं क्या ad दिखाऊंगा, वो ad के अंदर क्या video या क्या image रहेगा, which will convince people to download my app. Now, once people download my app, I have to convince them to sign up. Now, once people sign up the app, I have to convince them to register. Now, once people register, I have to convince them to stay with my app for a longer time. Otherwise, they will uninstall. So I have to keep on calculating install to uninstall rate. There is something called as retention rate. कि आप लोगों ने ऐप रखा, इंस्टॉल तो किया, कितना लंबा इंस्टॉल रख रहे हो अपने पास. So my job is to handle that. How do we do that? We do that through doing a lot of psychological analysis and doing push notifications, running offers, doing some product changes and all. And then once I keep you on the app for 1 month, how can I make you pay for a service? How can I make you do the payment? Once you do the payment, stick around the app. After 3 months, how can I make you do the same thing again? Now, this thing, whatever I told you, multiplied by 1 million. So I have to do the same thing for 1 million people and keep on growing every month: 1 million to 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. So the number is very huge. And yeah, these are the kind of tasks that happens generally. at my scale currently. But when you start off with, you will do the same thing, not such lot of things because this is a lot of responsibility. You may start off with by handling 10,000 users, by getting small installs, how to handle that and kind of stuff. So upar se, this is how the task looks like.
Okay, okay, that is great. So the next question that we have is how to do effective email marketing.
It's a vast topic. I'll share only three things that is most important in email marketing, but I would highly suggest to go and Google on that part. So what happens on email marketing is this. Basically, there are three things. One is your subject line has to be killer, because uh, because your subject line defines people will click on the emails or not. Now there is one metric that we call, which is called open rate, which basically means this, that how many people saw your email headline, how many people clicked on the email headline, how many people opened. So the people that saw your email divided by people who opened the email, the percentage is called the open rate. Now your job is to do to increase that open rate is to write killer headlines. Again, comes back to the copywriting. You are great at writing, you will write great subject lines. You are not great, you will suck at it. That is one. Second, people open the email. What is the body? Because the body will define that people will again scroll and then they will click or not. So the design, if you're good in design, you will nail this. If you're good in writing the part, you will nail this. And these two are the basic generic things that is in the email marketing part. I will not talk about technicalities like cohorts and bounce rates, hard bounces or bounce. I will not talk about that. You can do your own research on Google, but this is how to create generally an effective email marketing. Generally, one liner. You are a great writer, you will do great email. You are not a great writer, you will suck at it. That's it.
Okay, that was something really insightful. So the next question that we have is how to do aggressive marketing when we know we have a great content and just getting started in order to achieve maximum customers.
Okay. First of all, I feel you should not do aggressive marketing when you're getting started. No one does that. And there have been scenarios that people do, but that is not advisable. So I have done those mistakes in the past. I will not do. So what we something call that we do in marketing is called as a growth experiment or a growth budget. So what you do is, let's say you have decided that your total marketing spends for a month is 20,000, let's say. Now you're starting off, you are just starting off to get customers, you're starting off um, to push your content to the first piece of customer. So you have a great content, but you do not know ki kis customer ko dikhana hai your content and kind of stuff. Just don't blow out all the 20,000. My suggestion is this: start off with a very small budget, 10,000, 2,000. Start doing small experiments. And since you're talking about marketing and you have a content ready, I'm guessing that you're talking about running ads and pushing the content. And since you are using 10,000 to 2,000, your first job is to find out, मैं मेरा content किसको दिखाऊं. The customer is vast, right? Like 18 to 24 को दिखाऊं, 24 to 35 को दिखाऊं. What should be their interest? What should be the gender? Where should they live? What should they eat? Which phone they use? What time they watch a video? You have to do a lot of these logic analysis. So run these experiments with 5 to 7 to 20, 30, whatever you want, kind of different audiences. Look at data. Data will tell you which audiences actually who are loving your content. And the moment you know that, hey, this audience is actually loving my content, start putting it more money, start putting more money. Once you're absolutely sure that, hey, my hypothesis or my logic is absolutely sure that this audience is just loving my content, then go aggressive, burn out all of your money and do whatever you want. So that is the right process to approach to this, actually. And every organization follows this. By the way, you'll get fired if you join a company and go aggressive if that company has not figured out who the audience is. If they're figured out, that's a different thing. So yes.
Okay, that is great. So the next question that we have is, how is marketing affected in COVID time?
It has been affected a lot. So since everyone is using the phone, so everything is digital now. So in the job side, all of the people who are non-digital marketers, they were forced to. So they were jobless. They were forced to learn digital marketing and take the job. That was very unfortunate. Now imagine someone. I have seen people with 15 years of experience in offline marketing, and they have to decrease the salary to a lot of extent and learn digital marketing and start a job from scratch, because that is unfortunate. You have to do that now. That's why digital marketing abhi mandatory ho gaya hai, because everyone has to do. There is no running away. That is one. Secondly, in COVID times, a lot of the companies were at losses because they were not operational. So if I don't have budget, तो मैं marketing spends नहीं डाल सकता. So there are only very few sectors of companies who were spending very heavily on the marketing, like OTT. Like if if you don't know OTT, OTT is basically your Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Hotstar and all, because these were the one who were generating profits and a good revenue because everyone was watching. So these people were great. They were doing marketing. Anyone who was doing offline stuff, like your Dunzo, Zomato, your Ponds, and all the cosmetics that you have, all the biscuit brands you have, and all, they were extremely affected on the marketing part. So they had to decrease the marketing spends. They were not spending very, very heavily during the lockdown. Till now, also, it has not yet recovered. These people are spending very less. So, in generally, in the two terms, this is what has happened. On the job side, everyone is forced to learn digital, and on the business side, if some businesses are doing great, they are pumping a lot of money. Some businesses are not pumping a lot of money. The businesses who are not pumping a lot of money are also firing a lot of digital marketers and marketers because they don't have money. So you must have seen a lot of mass layoffs happened. Book My Show, recently news came that 200-300 लोग निकाल दिए. बहुत लोग निकले हैं. स्विगी से initial लोग निकले थे and all. This is what happened because of this whole pattern of things actually. Yes.
Okay, okay, that was great. So, Sindhu, we are mostly done, but there's this one last question that I personally find very good. So, can you
Sure.
please answer that one too? So, the
Sure. Sure.
question is that how do we promote the paid products when there are already free products available online?
This is a good question. Okay, so the the competition of your, okay, let me make it very, very clear. I'm just trying to articulate the basic stuff. First of all, you need to understand that the reason there is a free product is because वो product में उतना value नहीं होगा versus a paid product. That is why they have made it for free. No one in the sane mind uh, do not price a product and make it for free अगर वो product उतना ही valuable है. So the first lever that anyone checks whenever you get something for free, for sure know that कि उसका quality में compromise हुआ है. For sure. You will never ever see a great product giving that for free, which means that वो paid product का कोई तो value होगा. Now this is the game. The paid product को अगर अपना value पता है, if you do not bombard that value to the users, you will not be able to differentiate between the paid and the free product. So what generally people do is people bombard the paid products just by showing what is the value that they may add. So for an example, let me take some examples. Uh, if you see a digital marketing certificate, if someone sells you a digital marketing course for free versus if someone is selling you for 400 rupees, the first thing that should be coming into your mind is कि पहला वाला free में क्यों बेच रहा है, second वाला 5 रुपए में क्यों बेच रहा है. Correct. The second thing that you will generally see is the person who sells for the free part, they generally don't write a lot of value add that they will do. They generally will write, okay, this is for free, you will learn Facebook, Google, Twitter, done. Generally you will see the person who is selling it for 400, it is detailed. It is detailed कि इतने लेवल पे कि ये कोर्स किसके लिए है, what is the exact pedagogy you will see inside the whole stuff, मेरे सर्टिफिकेट का क्यों वैल्यू है, you will find a lot of reviews and stuff. तो उसने वहाँ पे बहुत मेहनत की है actually. This is exactly how you differentiate your product also. So if you have a price product, you have to put in a lot of things into that product which will generate a lot of trust, because लोगों से पैसा निकलवाना एक अलग सा skill है. So it's very hard. So you have to generate the trust. Generally, trust is generated by doing something called as social proof. Uh, PROOF. Now you can read about that. This is again in behavioral psychology. Social proofs are nothing. These are signals that increase trust. Now, for an example, why are you listening to me? Because my social proof is I have worked with FilterCopy, Dice Media, PayTm. Now imagine if I had not done that. Let's say I have no brands in my CV, and okay, let's do this thing. This is a very right analogy, and I'll end this topic here. If I sell a free course and on my bio there is no known brand, you may buy because it is free. You will buy because it is free, not maybe not for me because आप तो मुझे जानते नहीं. Let's say if I'm selling a 10,000 rupees course, 10,000, and if I have solid brands, I have written that मैं Google में काम किया हुआ था. The chances of you to buy that course very increases because Google is my social proof. Now it is my job. तो मैंने क्या किया, मैंने वहां पे जानबूझ के Google लिखा हुआ है. Google लिखने का कोई जरूरत नहीं था. मेरे Google होने से आप लोगों का कुछ वैल्यू ऐड नहीं हो रहा है, but that Google is a signal that hey, you can trust your 10,000 rupees with me. This is the exact same way that every product works. If you have not heard of, let's say Oculus again. Oculus is a VR rift. Oculus by Facebook. वो by Facebook लिखने से Oculus बिक जाता है because people don't know Oculus but people know Facebook. Exact same way. Tomorrow कल को कोई cosmetic brand आता है. You have never heard about the brand, but वो brand के नीचे लिखा है let's say made by Zara. You will buy because it is from Zara. That's it. So this is how the games are played in the social proofing market, and that's how you can.
Okay, okay. That was really insightful. So, with this, I think we come to the end of the question and answer. Although this field is so vast that we obviously cannot take up every other question. But thank you so much, Sindhu, for coming in today and joining us and taking out time from your busy schedule to discuss about your journey and your learnings and experiences till now. It was really informative, and I'm damn sure that the people must have got a lot more clarity into this domain. So, thank you again. And I'd also like to thank the audience for being really cooperative and amazing. And with this, we'd like to end this session. Anything, Sindhu, that you'd like to say to the audience?
No, thank you so much for having me. I will just repeat the two tips that I shared in the at the
Yes.
past. Is even if you do not want to go into digital, or if you want to go into digital, there is two generic things that people do is read a lot of blogs, have a practice of reading blogs every day. And by blogs, I mean blogs of good people who are in the market. So there is Seth Godin, runs a great blog. Listen to a lot of podcasts, YouTube videos. Trust me, there is so much knowledge for free. You really don't need actually paid course. मतलब वो खत्म नहीं होगा. Now, that's a different thing. So paid course generally people do when you are lazy and you want everything curated at one place. That is not a bad thing to have also, but paid generally is that because everything is out for free. And the second thing is just follow good people on Twitter. LinkedIn पे मैं ज़्यादा focus नहीं कर रहा because I don't see a lot of people sharing technical stuff on LinkedIn, but Twitter पे हो रहा है, and you will learn a great bit of stuff from that. So yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you so much everyone who was ever is listening to me, and I wish you everyone all the best.
Thank you so much, Sindhu. Thank you so much. And we wish you all the best too for your future endeavors. And so, with this, we come to an end of the session. People, stay tuned with Techsahead. Go follow on LinkedIn, Instagram, everywhere, so that you are always updated with the upcoming opportunities. And so, yeah, with this, thank you so much and stay tuned. Okay. Bye.
Thanks, Agam. Bye. Take care.
Bye.